Oh man. Oh man. What is let me go ahead and try that one more time. Let me try it one more time cuz that's kind of trash. That's kind of trash. Let me work on my transition games. What's cracking, y'all? What's happening? I think that's a little bit better. I think that was a little bit better. What's cracking, y'all? Make sure y'all hit that like button if you're just joining. Welcome to the Solo Show with me, your boy Ham Solo Gaming, here with you today, and I'm excited to finally have a positive stream. It's gonna be nothing but pretty much positivity. I have a few, quirks in there to talk about. Obviously, if you've seen the thumbnail and you've seen what the title of today's show was, it was my recap of these video game showcases that just got done happening. So um, I'm going to be talking mostly about the things I'm excited for. I'm not going to sit here and beat you over the head with things that I wasn't really looking forward to or not really looking forward to. But before I get started, I do want to throw out a few honorable mentions. But before I even get into that, I just want to shout out y'all in the chat. I see a few of y'all rolling up. Um, Going ahead and speak if you're here. You can. If you won't, hit that subscribe button if you're new. But what's cracking back from the dead? I see that you pulled up. You were the first one up in here. And my boy, Dragon Heart Yobi. Man, peace, love, life to you, my man. But let's get into some of these games. So the honorable mentions that, and I'm probably going to bring up some more honorable mentions throughout because I mean, hell, I can't remember every single game right off the top of my head, so I'll probably think of something in the midst of it. But what up, Tom Bo? My boy Tom, Mr. Diablo out here going crazy. What's happening? Hopefully you're having a good day. If you haven't hit that like button, do it. Lewis Frag, what's cracking? What's up from the UK? Thank you so much for hopping through, checking this out. Hopefully you enjoy the show. So, you guys, don't be afraid. Let me know some of the things that you guys were extremely excited about to see throughout these showcases. The showcases I'm going to be talking about today are the big boys. I'm excluding Nintendo because they just did their showcase today, but I will talk a little bit about a couple of the things that were shown that I thought were pretty interesting. Um, but I'm not going to dive deep into that, and I'm also not going to show any trailers or anything from that because I just don't trust Nintendo with sharing any kind of their content because half the time they want to copyright and throw them jabs. So I'm just not going to deal with it. They can keep their content, but I will talk about that. That Mario RPG was definitely pretty interesting. I don't really know what to expect from that, but I guess that's coming back. Don't know much about it, but hey, you throw RPG out there, you kind of got me a little bit interested. So I'm actually kind of interested in seeing what that was all about. Also, that Princess Peach game. Hey, side scrolling, I believe is what it was. I didn't get a deep look at it because I had to take my daughter to the doctor's this morning, so I was watching it while in the doctor's office, and she's 5 years old, so she's all over the freaking place. But from what I thought I seen, it was like a side scroller game. It looked pretty dope. I'm interested in seeing what what that's about when it comes out, because I know my daughter loves that. My wife is very much into Mario games. She still plays Mario 64 to this day. Me and her tag team the that one Mario game with with Cappy, where you're throwing the cap with the Joy Cons and stuff like that, is pretty fun. The Batman Arkham trilogy coming to Nintendo. Pretty interesting stuff right there. Amazing that they're getting it to run on that hardware. In my opinion, when I seen or heard about this showcase being shown off by Nintendo, I figured that maybe this is kind of their last hurrah of video games that they're going to be showing before they possibly jump into a new console. And I'm hoping that they decide to do that. What's cracking, Big Mad Mo? Good to see you, brother. Let's see. Dragonheart Yobi comes into the the chat, and says, original title was called Super Mario RPG, Legend of the Seven Star. Okay, okay. Yeah, see, I didn't know that, so thank you for giving me a little bit of a little bit of a you know history lesson, I guess. But those are some of the games that I thought were pretty interesting. I know they have that whole Wario Move It game. Not really. I've never really been that big into Wario, so it didn't really pique my interest too much. But let's get into some of these other honorable mentions that I wanted to talk about before I get into my actual list of the games. I have 15 different games that I found very interesting throughout all three of the big showcases. And like I said, Nintendo Direct is outside of this. I just got done talking about that. The big three conferences or showcases that I'll be talking about is the PlayStation Showcase, the Summer Game Fest, and the Xbox Showcase, and not in any particular order. I'll just be kind of talking about whichever game I have pretty much queued up and ready to go next. But thank you everybody for showing up. If you haven't yet, make sure you hit that like button. And we finally got partnered, so if you want to throw any super chats in there, make sure that you do so. The button does work, so you definitely can do so if you wish. Totally up to you. Not something that I absolutely am begging you to do, but I just want to let you know it works since I'm just now getting partnered. Really excited about that. Thought that was awesome. But the very first honorable mention game that I wanted to talk about before I get into showing these trailers and stuff like that is going to be a game like Helldivers. Helldivers for PS5, and I believe it's coming out on PC as well. That game looks really interesting. All the explosions, it kind of reminds me of Second Extinction, but on a bigger scale with a little bit of I don't know. It reminds me of EDF. If you ever played Earth Defense Force, that game was phenomenal, but it was very kind of generic. This one looks like it's going to be a little bit more explosive and crazy. Another one I wanted to talk about real quick, Remnant from the Ashes 2. I think Remnant looks like it's going to be a fantastic game that I'm really looking forward to as well. But I still haven't beat the first one yet. I got pretty deep into the first one. Played co-op with Loke, the other person that's on this channel, Mr. Blind Giant. Played with him. I believe I played a little bit with Uso Vinny. Really good dudes out in the community for sure. But yeah, that's another one I was looking forward to. Path of Exile 2. That looks like it's going to be, I mean, obviously the previous ones were a little bit more, or actually, excuse me, the previous one is more technical, in my opinion, than a Diablo is, but it's still really beautiful, really similar to the Diablo playstyle and whatnot. I highly recommend that you check it out. And if you're really into Diablo now, maybe see if Path of the Exile is something for you. I believe the first one is free to download, I know, on Xbox. So go on ahead, give it a try, see if it's something that you like, and then keep yourself updated on Path of the Exile 2. see if that's something that you might want to dive into. Remember, it's going to be a little bit more technical than it is on Diablo, and Diablo is technical. So don't make me don't think I'm sitting here acting like Diablo is just something simple and easy to click. It definitely helps to know some people in Diablo so they can kind of walk you around and tell you some different things about how you can upgrade your character. So if you think that one's difficult at all, Path of the Exile will be another little slap to the face to you. But yeah, those are some of the like what's it called, honorable mention. I'll probably have more that I think of as we progress through this, but let me go on ahead and kick this thing off right now. You guys are watching my daughter right here. She is playing some what is it called, Paw Patrol is the race game right here. So that's the gameplay I captured right here. But let's get into the first game I have here, which is an exciting one. We all can't wait to see it. We've seen it at the Sony showcase. Most of us thought it was a day one already before we even seen it. So I'm excited to present to you again the trailer right here. Let's go. So obviously, I wanted to kick it off right because this is a game that I cannot wait to dive into. I'm not sure if you guys noticed, but there's recently a Craven movie that got announced. So some people say it looks mid, but I'm not sure how honest that is because some people, they're just kind of, they don't like anything selling. So maybe the movie might be kind of interesting. I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and prejudge. But as for this video game, Spider Man, I tell you what, being able to run around as Peter Parker in a symbiote suit, as you see right there, is freaking insane. I mean, the man has to be hot wearing double the suits right there, right? I don't know. But some of the what is it called, like combinations that they do in the game are just seem more powerful and more than the last game. So I'm definitely excited to see that. I like some of the reversal aspects as we just got done seeing with the person having to tap square to escape an attack. Being able to hit people even when they turn red, like you seen that person just a moment ago. I'm actually going to go back to it just for a quick second. So like if I go back to right there, so when the person goes to attack him and you see it turns red, you were still able to do an attack that hurt them or at least got them off balance. And I like that. And definitely some of those moves like the bicycle kick against the freaking wall, pretty damn amazing. So I'm definitely excited to get into that suit, see what it's all about. Some of the new swinging mechanics in the game seem really amazing as well. So swinging from the top of a building, um, I'm sure that you guys have seen it. Maybe, yeah, I think they're gonna show it. Yeah, right here you can see it. So you see how he attaches the two different poles, yanks, and then pulls himself. That mechanic right there is phenomenal. Because I tell you what, especially at the beginning of Miles Morales, when you're running off the building and swing it doesn't feel that impactful. And I know that you can upgrade yourself to have kind of a launch aspect to it. So you can actually launch a bit further when you take off, but it still doesn't seem near as powerful as being able to pull on those two poles and then just absolutely just yank yourself forward. And then the new addition with the wingsuit. Now, my boy Matt likes games. Said this when we were watching it or after we watched it or whatnot, but it did feel like in the trailer they kind of gave that up a little too quickly. That would have been dope to find out while playing, but I know that you want to probably show off something new in the trailer. But I felt like the symbiote suit, just showing that off, was new enough. They did not have to actually show off the flight suit or whatnot. But it is what it is. It's showing off now. I know what it is, and I'm excited to actually use it. Um, but let me go on ahead and read Matt Likes Games' super chat right here. I appreciate you for dropping that super chat, making sure that button works. Thank you so much. He says, lots to be hyped for the rest of the year. Here's some money to grab yourself a ham. Thank you for a ham sandwich. I appreciate that. I will grab myself a ham sandwich, even though I just got done eating, sir. I'll definitely go out of my way to use the money that you gave me to support some ham. I actually have some ham in the fridge, right? I don't know. The lady decided to switch it up. I'm more of a roast beef or pastrami kind of brother when it comes to eating that kind of processed meat kind of stuff. But I mean, every once in a while, that ham just hits right. It does. It's melt a little bit of cheese on it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But anyways, anyways, moving along. Yeah, this game it looks a little bit better than the last one. So the water effects look really cool. Let's actually fast forward a bit. I'm sorry if not all of you have seen this trailer, but we're gonna fast forward just a bit to when they get into the water area. So right over here, look at the water. So the water is a lot more realistic than prior, and being on top of the water and messing around near it is really interesting as well, because swimming with Spider-Man in the first, or not the first, but just Miles Morales was just like, man, this man is stuck. like like this man would be struggling if he was on an island having to fight people and whatnot. It would not be a good thing trying to travel around. But I tell you, the game looks phenomenal. I'm getting it day one. And with that being said, I think I'm ready to move on to the next game. Oh, yeah. Just before I get up out of here, I just want to show that disrespectful moment by Peter Parker real quick. Like this man, and see, this is where it gets pretty interesting, right? Because the man is the man is usually Mr. Nice, happy-go-lucky dude. But I tell you right here, when he saves his brother right here, just right there, just disrespectful. Just get your ass over. Man, I tell you, get your ass over. So, like, man, funny. I mean, obviously, the person that just got saved don't give a damn. You trying to run away from all that explosions and stuff like that, but I mean, he ain't have to do my boy like that. That was disrespectful. Anyways, moving on to the next trailer that we're going to be talking about today. And oh, of course, I'm excited for this one too. So, with that being said, let's get over to it. And the next one, there's not a whole lot of gameplay on it, but I'm still very excited for it. There we go. So I'm sure you kind of know what this is now. If you actually got a moment to watch the PlayStation showcase, you probably know what this trailer is. It says the name of the publisher in the top right corner, Konami. Metal Gear Solid. It's the Delta Snake Eater. They went and decided to call it Delta this time instead of Metal Gear 3, which is originally what it was, Snake Eater. And I like the idea of going and naming it Delta this time, because maybe they'll actually start putting these games in order. Because having to go to 3, and then I think it's like 4, and then I think it's like 3, 4, and then 1 and 2 or something. I don't know. Loke is the guy when it comes to Metal Gear Solid. So I ask him all the questions when it comes to what order it goes in. I haven't fully played Metal Gear 3 at all yet. And that's the first one that I really dug in and tried to play. And I can tell you from right now, I was playing it off of my PS3, by the way, in case you were wondering. them buttons for that game suck. They just suck. So it was hard for me to get into, and I was getting into it a little bit. And this was recently I was getting into it, and the buttons were just like, and then I seen the announcement about this new Metal Gear that was happening, and I was like, see you later, not touching it. I need to see what they do with these with Metal Gear Solid in the button aspect of it, because man, oh man, I just can't take it. Like holding, I believe it was square to shoot. You have to hold the button, aim, and then let go of square, and then it'll shoot him. And it's just like, who made this? Who made these controls? This is crazy. Let me hit the chat real quick because this one's gonna be pretty quick. I mean, there's not a whole lot to talk about. There's not a whole lot of gameplay. There's a lot up for interpretation on this one, and I'm not gonna sit here and beat a dead horse or whatnot. But Big Mad Mo said, looks good, but Spider-Man's been here long, been here too long. They need to let him rest a bit. All know his back. Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. You're saying he's carrying. Yeah, Spider-Man's carrying. I got that. And I'm gonna get right back to you on that, Big Mad Mo. Tombo says ham sandwiches for the chat, please. I mean, hey, I mean, if I could give you a virtual ham sandwich, you know what? I might have to make that an emote. Start giving people ham sandwiches. All right, like welcome to the stream. Here's a ham sandwich. Enjoy. I think I should make that as an emote. That'd be fun. Matt Likes Game says, evil Peter Parker gonna go crazy this game, LOL. Yes, that would be great. I want to see Peter Parker go like to the brink. I want to see him go to the brink of just absolute frustration and devastation. That'd be great. It'd be just like his movies, right? But anyways, Big Mad Mo says MGS3 sucks. Just saying. You're lucky Loke ain't here, because he'd sit here and give you like an hour argument speech about why you're wrong with what you just said. So I'm just happy he's not here to speak on that. Matt Likes Game says the controls really stink. Story seems good. The remake is needed for me to really enjoy that game. Ray Chi says Bully Maguire. Who's Bully Maguire? You're gonna have to tell me, because I don't know. If that's part of Metal Gear Solid, I don't know. The only person I know in Metal Gear Solid so far that I got to meet is the boss. And I got my ass handed to me. Of course, I didn't have any choice, but it was pretty disrespectful because I just got done fighting some like Russian dude or whatever, and he thought he was badass, ricocheting bullets off of shit. And then all of a sudden, I thought I was the man, and I wasn't. The boss let me know that. Definitely let me know that. Um, oh, Toby Maguire. uh, yeah, bully. Okay, Bully Maguire. That makes sense. Now I'm putting it together. Toby Maguire, Spider Man. He's bully. God, I remember that Spider Man movie where he was in the symbiote suit and he was a dick. Yeah, that he was not nice. He was not a nice person. I remember that for sure. But yeah, so yeah, when it comes to what Big Mad Mo was saying, he said Spider-Man needs to take a rest. Do you guys all agree with that? I'm kind of curious if any of you guys in the chat agree. I mean, obviously, I'm excited for the Spider-Man. I'm getting it day one. I'm gonna be playing it. But do any of you guys think that even though you may want to play this game, that you feel like you're not really getting enough of a break to be as excited as you should be for the game? Boogeyman, what's up? Boogeyman, what's up? Thanks for popping through. Thanks for popping through. I appreciate you. I'm sure you just hit that like button. I know you did. I know you did because I seen that light go up. I think you did. Anyways, yeah. So I don't know. I for myself, yeah, a little bit. And I got that same fatigue with Borderlands as well. Even though I ran out and bought Tiny Tina's Wonderland and absolutely hated it, um, I still fall for it, right? So I can be exhausted from an IP and still purchase it. Oh, okay, Mr. Joy in the Dark popping through. What's cracking? Good to see you. You said I hit that like button. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. I love it. And I hope you're enjoying your your Asus ROG, brother. I hope you're enjoying that. I'm sorry to hear about your Aya Neo. You made me very happy that I didn't purchase that. Because I was pretty close to doing that. I wish I would have waited though, right? Because if I would have waited 1 month after I purchased my Steam Deck, I would have heard about the Asus ROG Ally. Crazy how tech moves, right? Really disappointing sometimes. It is what it is though. I still like my Steam Deck. I still enjoy this guy. It's still my Windows deck, okay? Still my Windows deck. But I tell you what, that Asus ROG Ally had your boy down bad a little bit. A little salty. But anyways, I'm gonna move on to the next game. You guys let me know in the chat if you guys are tired of Spider-Man or if you are more hungry for Spider-Man after seeing what you seen. You know what I mean? But anyways, let's go on ahead and hit to the next game that I'm really excited for. And I tell you what, although I'm excited for this game, I'm a little disappointed about what recently happened with it, okay? So just follow me for a little bit. You'll understand what I mean. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and throw this sucker up now. You guys can see it for yourselves. I am super stoked for this game, but I tell you what, I understand. I understand why they wanted to maybe delay this game, right? Because this is Ascendant Studios' very first game by the head that is what's Brett Robbins. Okay, I almost forgot his name. Brett Robbins. He runs Ascendant Studios. He's the man over there. He made the first Dead Space game. Okay, so there's the pedigree right there. He made Dead Space. All right, and he was actually with the other guy from the recent EA team that made the Dead Space remake. They actually had a live stream or a stream together where new Dead Space guy is talking to old Dead Space guy, and old Dead Space guy is giving credit to new Dead Space guy. So it was really cool to see those two kind of chop it up and talk about their feeling about the game. Brett Robbins being the guy that created that game, being able to tell him how he felt about that that passion project coming out and looking as good as it was. If you guys remember recently, earlier this year, Dead Space Remake came out and it was a big hit. And I tell you what, a lot of these remakes for classic IPs are slapping. I mean, Resident Evil is another one that came out that was just recently um, remade, and that's one of the highest rated games this year so far. So I'm telling you, these remakes are slapping pretty good. But anyways, back to Ascendant Studios. Brett Robbins, like I said, he's the head of that studio. This is their first game, Immortals of Avium, and previously, like I said, he did make Dead Space, but he also worked on like Sledgehammer games with Call of Duty. He helped run the project on that. He also worked at various other places. So dude has a high pedigree. He hired some of the people over at Telltale Games as well to help write some of the story and some of this. So it should be a really good story. He also has people hired from like 2K. He reached out and grabbed people from all over the place, and they've been working on, or at least he's been working on getting this game off of the floor since before COVID. So when people are still using the excuse or whatever you want to call it that COVID was an issue, we're still in the area of games coming out that were being worked on from the COVID period. So give some of these developers a little bit of a break, give them some leeway, and understand that not all of them or any of them are really using it as an excuse that the game is in a certain way because of COVID. COVID was a real thing. It messed up a lot of people, and laws are different all over the world. So I want to give him a little bit of leeway room, but at the same time, I mean, I am a little disappointed that they marketed this as heavy as they did, because not only did they have their own trailers, just showing off the game to get more um, more notoriety, but they also showed themselves at the PlayStation Showcase and the Summer Game Fest. And then after that, they then say we're delaying, like a week and a half after, just a couple days ago. They said that they're delaying this game, and I'm just like, damn it. It was either yesterday or 2 days ago that they mentioned that, but this was a day one. This game now moved to August 22nd, I believe, which has me sweating a little bit because that's like 9 or 10 days away from Starfield, and I'm just like, man, I thought I was gonna be able to relax, play this game for a month, because this was supposed to, as you see, the trailer says July 20th. It was supposed to come out July 20th. It moved up a whole extra month in 2 days. So now it's butting up against Starfield, and it has your boys sweating a little bit. I don't like it. I don't like it because I wanted to relax and play this game, but now I'm gonna have to purchase this game, play as much as I can, probably quicker than I would have liked to. I'll still like come back and enjoy it because, hey, I tell you what, this is an Unreal 5 game right here. It's an Unreal Engine 5, or yeah. So it's the first game to come out that's Unreal Engine that isn't Fortnite. Okay, so I'm very hyped to see how they did this. I want to see how much love Brett Robbins put into it. I'm sure it's going to be a ton because this is his first game on his own with his own studio. And like I said, that's the whole reason that they're delaying this, because they don't want to slip up out of the gate. I think one of the reasons behind the delay was it was having some troubles on PC. And this game is coming out on PC, PS5, and Xbox. When I watched him doing a little bit of talking about Immortals of Avium, I seen him holding an Xbox controller. I was like, that's my boy right there. That's the guy right there. That's that man. I'm being biased. But anyways, yeah, I'm very excited for this game. Just wish it wasn't so close to Starfield. Looks fantastic. Unreal Engine 5, first game that we'll see outside of Fortnite. But anyways, let's go on ahead and move on to the next trailer that I'm pretty excited for right here. And this right here was actually in the Xbox Showcase Extended. All right. So it wasn't even at any of the regular shows that I might be wrong, but I don't think it was at any of the other shows. So check it out and see it for yourself. See if you like it. I'm pretty excited for it though right here. I'm actually going to be quiet and just, or, oh, you can't hear that. Let me go on ahead and actually, you know what? I'm not going to turn it on because that has some like rock music or something like that. I am not trying to get copyrighted at all with any of this. I'm so tired of getting copyrighted. I had it happen to me like 4 times in the last like 3 weeks. Because of all these different showcases and whatnot. So I'm not going to do that right now. But this game right here, First Ascendant, looks amazing. 4-player co-op. Okay. I know a lot of this is CGI right now, but I believe they do show some gameplay in it. This game looks great. Oh, Boogeyman, why'd you remind me of that? As a matter of fact, while you guys check out this gameplay, I'm gonna go back and read the or read these chats real quick. So let me go all the way back to. I'm going right back to Mr. Joanna Dark. So he said, I'm buying MGS on everything. I don't blame you. You and Loke are probably going to do that same exact thing. And if they have some sort of statue, you'll probably buy that too. Boogeyman says, I think Spidey needs a rest. He got to be getting tired carrying Sony's greatness on his shoulders. I kind of agree with that. Um, Boogeyman also said that he's not that big of a Spider-Man fan, so okay. uh, Mr. Joy in the Dark said, "I told you not to listen to Kay Asante. I shouldn't. He on Gabe Newell's payroll. He really probably is. I mean, as much as he was trying to downplay this, especially when it first got announced, that man was downplaying the hell out of the Rogue Ally." Ray Cheese says, sometimes when you are exhausted of a game, only the quality of the story will help you go through the extra mile to finish the game. That's a fact. Especially and that's where I had a problem with Tiny Tina's Wonderland, is I just didn't enjoy the story at all. I thought the gameplay was great. I mean, it was Borderlands. It was nice. But like I was kind of exhausted from that gameplay already because I beat the living crap out of Borderlands 3. Um, so then having that story, that goofy, not really that interesting story that was to me, Tiny Tina's Wonderland. Sorry, Ray, I just couldn't do it. But let's see. Mr. Anadark says Mario wonder about to body Spider-Man, and just like Link claimed another victim, like what happened to Aloy. I mean, come on now. You throwing some shade now, bro. I hope the extra development time helps the game. I was hyped for this game. Yeah. Yeah, you're talking about Immortals of Avium, I'm assuming. I'm assuming that's what you're talking about. Let me hit we got a couple more chats I want to run through. Boogeyman says there's a lot in Starfield's launch window. I'd imagine some of these titles will will move away. I'm guessing is what he's trying to say. So I mean that's possible, but it's getting pretty close to those times. So if they're gonna move, I mean I don't know why they're waiting. But Matt Likes Game says I'm cool with that. Delay should be able to get it done before Starfield. Fingers crossed. Yeah, I'm sure I could get it done as well before Starfield, but it's like I wanted to just hang out. You know what I mean? I didn't want to run around and like try to feel like, oh man, I got 3 days left, kind of thing, or something. Um, I'm sure the story won't be crazy long. Like I said, it's their first game, and they're trying to make something that looks good and makes sense and doesn't waste your time. If you guys have checked out any of the Mortals of Avium like stories about about what the game is they try not to have you waste too much time, not too much collectible hunting and stuff like that in the game. It's supposed to be pretty straightforward, so I'm excited for that. Let's see. Yeah, Mr. Jan Dark says Nintendo Direct was fire. It didn't seem like it was that bad. It was better than I thought it was going to be. It had better games there than I thought. Boogeyman says, wasn't Ark Survival Ascended supposed to launch in August? I believe so. I thought it was supposed to be the end of August that it's supposed to launch, but they are dealing with some stuff with Wildcard right now. I'm not sure if you heard recently about the whole devs. Um, like I guess there were devs there that banished players after attacking someone else's base. Like I guess the people that had the base complained to the developers, and the developers banished those players from being able to play Ark anymore, which is insane because that's part of the game, is to get raided and stuff like that. So it definitely seemed like some bias stuff going on over there. Some little bit of trouble, but Wild Card and those guys, was it Snail Games or something like that? Those guys are always in trouble. They remind me of that Ti song. Always in trouble, man. Worth a couple $100 grand. Chevy's all colors, man. But anyways, let's go. Um, let's see. Yeah, Mr. Joanna Dark says First Ascendants looks dope. It does. So let's get back to it. Actually, Big Mad Mo actually says First Ascendants um, would like to give it a shot. Yeah, yeah. So I think this game, like I said, is fantastic. They got as you can see on the screen right now. It says join the cross beta, or the. God dang it! Did not mean to do that. Uh, okay. I'm gonna have to go back to the end of the dang trailer to see that. All right. So yeah. So right here, it's gonna say it says August 22nd through the 28th. There's the cross play beta for First Ascendants, and I'm gonna be there. And I tell you what, like I said, this is happening right around the same time as it literally is dropping. The beta is dropping the same day as Immortals of Avium. I mean, on, come on! This is ridiculous. Give me some time to breathe. So many games coming out. This is a fantastic year in gaming, y'all. I mean, whatever console you got, Nintendo firing all cylinders. PlayStation, they got some exclusives, and they got Spider-Man. They got Helldivers that I'm interested in. Hopefully that comes out smoothly by the end of the year. Xbox, I mean, come on. Their showcase was insane. Starfield, come on. And then third party is pumping as well. You see Capcom lately? Oh my goodness. All year long, Capcom's been killing it. Resident Evil. Just recently, Street Fighter. Capcom has 2 games this year in the 90s. Most companies would die to just have one in there of theirs of their from their publisher in a year. Capcom's did 2. I guess only half a year into the, like, come on, man. And they're about to have another game drop, being Exoprimal. They already have a crossover of Exoprimal in Street Fighter, which is insane. Whatever Capcom's doing, they need to write a book and give it to Square Enix. They need to write a book, and they need to just let people know what happened, because not that long ago, I feel like Capcom was looking thirsty, and now all of a sudden they are banging. They even have Resident Evil coming out on VR with the PlayStation VR. Bro, I am telling you that Capcom is outside. Whether you love their games or not, I'm not a big Resident Evil fan. I do not like Street Fighter. I haven't liked Street Fighter since Sega days. But what people need to start doing out in gaming, being a YouTube creator, whether you like something or not, put some damn respect on these guys. You don't have to like them. You don't have to like McDonald's, but you know they're balling. You don't have to like Gordon Ramsay's restaurant, but you know he's balling. Whether you like something or not has nothing to do with if it's successful or great. So some people love LeBron. Some people don't think he's the GOAT, but some do. Same with Jordan. Same with Kareem. Same with Tom Brady, Joe Montana, Serena Williams. Not everybody has to think the exact same way and rate things the exact same way, but do give respect where credit is due. Like I said, I'm not a huge Capcom guy. This is the first time in years that I've got FOMO from Capcom. I'm not a Resident Evil fan. I almost bought Resident Evil 4 after playing the demo. I almost bought it after playing that demo because the demo was so dope. It looked so clean. The gunplay was nice. It gave you a little jump scares, but it wasn't too terrifying. It was comfortable. It paid respects and also gave you better button controls than the previous one. If you played any of the old school, if you played any of the old school Resident Evils, one of the only Resident Evils that I actually liked was Code Veronica for the Dreamcast. You know them buttons, and back in those days with some of them camera angles, whew, rough. Just like I got done saying about Metal Gear Solid, rough. Anyways, moving on. Mr. Joey in the Dark, thank you so much for the super chat, brother. Thank you so much. Mr. Joey in the Dark comes into the chat and says, congratulations on getting your channel monetized. 2023 is a fantastic year for video games. I am hyped for Alan Wake 2 and Alone in the Dark. Okay. You know, Alan Wake 2 looks fantastic. I've never got into Alan Wake, though. So I'm not as hyped as a lot of people are, but I could see why. That game looks nice. It looks clean. Sir X-Man, brother, what up? Jeremy Brown, what up? Thanks for popping in, folks. Make sure y'all hit that like button. I know the usual folks, the usual suspects that be popping in my chat. They hitting that like button. I know y'all doing that. I appreciate it. I definitely appreciate it. So yeah, that first Ascendance game, man, I'm really looking forward to playing that beta for that game. It looks like it's going to be phenomenal. But here's a game that I didn't expect to be that interested in. And before I get to that, I'm gonna read some of these chats at you guys because the chat is moving, and I want to make sure that I respect you guys because you guys are spending your time with me. I want to make sure that I at least announce what you guys are saying, at least while I can before I don't know what the future is gonna bring. If the chat's moving 5 times faster than this, I might not be able to do this in the future. But as of right now, it's very, it's nice and tight. We kicking it together. There's, only a classroom worth of y'all here. This is fantastic. This is very relaxing. I can just sit back and actually have a conversation with you guys. So that's really nice. So before I get into the next game, I'm going to go ahead and let my gameplay run in the background for a little bit. Oh my God, Power Wash Simulator. Oh my goodness. So you guys see how I fuck around. Sometimes I be bullshitting. But anyways, let me get to the chat. So Rachie says, will 2023-2024 defeat 2011 to 2012? Because the game's announcement is insane. It is, and it very well could. It very well could, in my opinion, yes. I mean, we got Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, which, I mean, I'm not that big of a Zelda fan, but man, oh man, after they showed that game off, I just had to get it. The creativity that it gave you. If they would have just came out with Breath of the Wild 2, and it was the same shit that you could do from Breath of the Wild 1 that you're doing in 2, and that was it, I wouldn't have bought it. But being able to make all these different things, these like mech-like things, bro, like I had to get it. I had to get it not only just for me, but for my wife, because she's a bigger Zelda fan than I am. She made me buy this freaking Zelda box. The original Nintendo Zelda. So, I mean, she's a fan. She's a big fan. And in a couple of the 64 games and SNES, like she's a fan. So like it was easy, and plus it came out on Mother's Day, so I was like, this is a great excuse to buy this game because I know Mr. Joanna Dark can pull up some receipts on me saying I ain't getting it day one, but I ended up getting it like day 4 instead. I didn't get it day 1. I kept my promise on that, but I did get it there like day 4. Let's see. And then like I said, Starfield. That's like going to be probably a generational title. The scale on that game is insane. People like to say, "Man, this game," or Gorilla from PlayStation made a fantastic looking world, or hey, 343 when they made Halo Infinite, the world is pretty dope. This is nice. Or Cyberpunk, that world is technical. It's big. There's a lot to do. Bethesda said, hold my goddamn beer, because I'm making galaxies out here. We ain't making world, we making galaxies. I mean, that's insane. We're getting that this year, and then on top of that, we got Spider-Man and the symbiote. I mean, come on now. This has to be one of the best years in gaming. This has to be. You got Gran Turismo in VR, and you get a new Forza in the same year? I mean, put all the BS console war stuff to the side. If you like racing games, you are eating. And then on top of that, and I mean, if you enjoy services as well, Need for Speed is just dropping in the Game Pass. It's about to drop in the Game Pass. The latest Need for Speed that just came out last year. And that game is fantastic. Forza Horizon's still doing updates. I believe they did an update earlier this year. Like, this year in gaming is nuts. What do you want? Because there is food everywhere. It's fantastic. Moving on. Let's see. Boogeyman says, what happened was Capcom Legend more multi-plat and Square locked in on a single platform primary. That's a fact. Capcom learned that lesson. Although they are still dabbling hard with PlayStation, which I don't hate them for. I get that. No problem with that. But I tell you what, they were not finna exclude Xbox and PC. Not this time, bud. They want that money from all directions. And more power to them, because that's smart. That's what you're supposed to do. All right, and let's see. I'm gonna do a few more of these because or actually screw it. I'm just gonna do them all real quick, brother. So, anyways, Jeremy Brown says or actually, oh my goodness, Mr. Joanna Dark says LeBron the GOAT of this generation. I agree with that. And you know who in my opinion is like the GOAT to like leave off if LeBron decides to retire anytime soon, is like the GOAT to continue on. In my opinion, you can probably disagree if you want, but it's Steph Curry, bro. I mean, this man is tiny and disrespecting. It don't matter what size person you are in the NBA, including LeBron James. He's disrespected him a few times. So yeah, but anyways, let's see. Jeremy Brown says Capcom makes good games and they drop them everywhere. Facts. They realize the flaw in those exclusive deals. Facts. Back from the Dead says, I'm a huge Resident Evil fan since RE2 on PS1. I played through the entire series for the 25th anniversary. My goodness, man, you're a fucking savage. Anyways, Mr. Joanna Dark says, let's go, Code Veronica. Yes, that was my favorite one. And because see what had happened, Mr. Joanna Dark, is I thought I was gonna get into Resident Evil. I played Code Veronica, enjoyed it for the most part, but then the rest of the generation rolled out. I ended up getting a GameCube, and Eternal Darkness turned me away from Resident Evil. And I thought they were gonna continue with Eternal Darkness games, but they never did. And I kind of just shrugged my shoulders on the whole genre of horror games. I was just like, screw it at that point. But yeah, all the way into this day. So it's been decades. I guess. But let's see. Jeremy Brown says Resident Evil 7, 8, RE 2 remake, and RE4 remake, all solid, better than RE3. Disrespectful. You didn't have to say that. Sir X-Man, I already said what's up to him. Tombo says some think Paul George is the go. Stop it. Stop it. um, Jeremy Brown says Monster Hunter sells better when it's available everywhere. I'm sure it does because it's a huge game. It's like Genshin Impact saying, you know what, we're gonna only be on PlayStation and we're not gonna be on mobile anymore. We're not gonna be anywhere else. We're just gonna be on PlayStation. It's just like, why would you do that? Especially as a third party developer, you're not. It just doesn't make any sense. Um, I mean, obviously we've seen that with a lot of Square Enix games, but Square Enix doesn't make any sense. So, I mean, that's kind of two peas in a pod. Um, Boogeyman says, I was not a huge Capcom fan, but I can even admit these past few years they have been firing on all cylinders. Facts. Absolutely. Mr. Joanna Dark said, you should play it. Are you talking about Resident Evil? I'm not sure. Sir X-Man says, driving to work can interact with the chat. No problem, brother. I appreciate you just for being here. So thank you so much. And we do need to get together to talk about the stream that I wanted to do, talking about retro consoles, because you know you'd be perfect for that. Jeremy Brown says Street Fighter sells better when it's available everywhere. Of course it does. Simple. P-Row, what's cracking? Thanks for coming through. Says Game Pass is going up $2. Shall we riot? No. Especially when they're about to roll out. Hopefully they're still talking about rolling out that family plan. Okay. So if they're gonna rise for $2, I mean I kind of get it, especially now that they're doing $70 games. I'm not that surprised. Should you be wary of it? Yes. But with Starfield coming out right out around the corner, I think you have some time. You have a little bit of time before you need to be wary, in my opinion, just because there's so many great games that are rolling out, and a lot of them are rolling straight into Game Pass, like Starfield, obviously the Forza game, got Liza P. I mean, there's a ton of different games. There's even Need for Speed. I just got done talking about just a little bit ago. Welcome everybody that just joined maybe a little bit ago. Make sure you hit that like button if you just got here. If you're new, hit that subscribe button. Love to see you. Love to have you come back. Check out more of these shows. I do this specific show. It used to be called Gaming Got Me in the Fields, but that fucking name was too long. So I changed it to the solo show because that's just simpler. That's just much more simple. But anyways, welcome those of you that are new. And welcome back those of you that have been here. Appreciate you. But anyways, moving forward, let's see. Jeremy Brown, maybe someday Square will learn from Capcom. Maybe. I don't know though. I think Square just is acting like a, I don't know. They're acting crazy right now. My problem is you can't hit the like button more than once. I like hearing that. I mean, you hit the like button right here. You hit it right here, right in my heart, right in my heart. I appreciate it. Let's see. Jeremy Brown said, "Good to see YouTube showing Ham some love." Yeah, put some respect on my goddamn name. All right, I'm out here trying to do things. As a matter of fact, I got a song that my brother Ray sent me that's supposed to be the new intro to my channel. And I'll give you guys just a little taste of what that sounds like. Just give me a quick second. I'll pull it up. I'm not going to play the whole song because I'm still, he still wants to make some revisions to it and whatnot. But I'll definitely give you a little taste of what it is, just in case you're curious at all. So yeah, I want to make sure I can hear it too, because I want to know when to stop. So let me add this. Doing some editing on the run. All right. So let me make sure. Bam, bam.
Hello.
Yeah, there we go. All right. So this is going to be part of the intro to my channel. I'm just going to play like 30 seconds of this. It's a little over 2 minutes of a song, and he's making some revisions to it, but I'll just give you a little sneak peek of what the song sounds like. Parental advisory, it does have cussing in it.
Hello. I am sorry, but I must
31
interrupt this
Grammy,
show.
Grammy.
You know what it is? It's time, baby. Let's turn up. Huh. Hey. They said we said we in. They said we said we on. They said we said we strong.
Hey.
They said we said we gone. We say that you heard right. 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 They said we said we in. They said we said we on. They said we said we strong. They said we said we gone. We say that you heard right. 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 I swear that it's imminent. I've been going so hard on my penmanship. About to go in and buy me a whip. And I pull that shit fresh.
I guess that's it. I don't know what happened right there. I didn't even pause it right there, so that was interesting. Oh, there it is.
And I pull that shit fresh off the dealership. I can leave you on red like an Xbox. Got me laughing at you like you Red Fox. Got you chasing Hot Wheels like a Matchbox. EA running the game and it don't stop. Super cold like I'm playing for Blizzard. Got you all in my sights like Red Dead Redemption. Never gonna.
Hey, it's not too bad, right? Not too bad for an intro song. That's all I'm playing though. I gave you guys almost a minute. Hopefully that song didn't. I hope it did nothing but get you a little hyped, because I'm extremely hyped to have that song. That song is actually made by my bro. I've known him since I was 5 years old. He said way better than all the crap music from the summer showcases. That the summer showcases throws. Oh Lord, I appreciate that. That's a positive thing to hear. So I appreciate that. But anyways, let's get back to this damn show. I've been all over the damn place. Let's see. Yeah, let's get back to it. So yeah, like I said, First Ascendance was one of the things I was really looking forward to. But this next game that I'm looking forward to is actually a little surprising. I wasn't expecting to look forward to it. So here it is. Let me pull it up on the screen. There, bam. So this is a game made from a movie writer. You probably heard of him before. He's been around for a long time. Cult classic Cage. Absolutely adores this person right here, and that is John Carpenter. This game is called Toxic Commando, and hey, I'm a little interested in it. It looks like it should be a good time co-op wise. Don't really know what else to expect. Apparently there's some gameplay in here, so let's kind of check it out and see if we can spot it, because there's a lot of CGI there as well. So I'm actually going to be watching this with you for the most part, but I'm not going to turn on the audio because we already know how that might go with, yeah. I don't want to get copyright striked at all. So, but yeah, okay. So right here, yep, maybe that's some gameplay. Yeah, that's definitely a little bit. So it's kind of in there, mixed in a little bit. It looks like it should be fun though. The scenery looks phenomenal. I just don't know. I just don't really know what to expect. I mean, so many zombie games, and that's what I kind of said when I initially seen this trailer. If you want to pull up my receipt at all, I was like, oh, another zombie game, great. But seeing that this is kind of, I mean, the exact same thing that makes me excited for this game is something that worries me as well. It makes me excited to see John Carpenter's name. It makes me worried that I see John Carpenter's name. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, it's just like, there's been so many times where somebody slapped a name on a game, or oh, Chuck Norris is in this game, and freaking Mel Gibson and all these other people, and like that game that came out not that long ago, the heist game. It was not good, but this game looks like it actually has some meat and potatoes with it. So I'm pretty excited for it. I'm not sure if any of you guys are looking forward to it at all, but hey, I'm interested in seeing what this is all about. I'm gonna go back to the chat real quick. I'm gonna spend like 3 minutes on the chat, and then we're gonna get moving on to the next game that I want to talk about, because we're not even halfway done with this list of games. But going back to the chat, it says TSWS game. We also have Final Fantasy 16, which the game is good, and said I wouldn't buy it day one, and after the demo, I caved. And you gotta tell me, brother, are you playing? Well, obviously you're playing that on PlayStation because it's not out on PC yet. I'm curious, are you having any issues with the frame rate at all? Is everything just fine with you? I know Digital Foundry did a little review where they showed like the frame rate dipping down to like 29 FPS or something like that on performance mode, and that they recommend that you play the new Final Fantasy in quality mode, which is interesting to hear, especially, I mean, it's insane how much these supposed next gen boxes are having such a hard time with certain games at 60 FPS. And I understand, hey, if you want that to be promised, buy a PC, because there is no promising that on all of these console games, right? You pretty much got to put your money where your mouth is. So I'm interested if you've had any issues with that. Jeremy Brown says Final Fantasy 16 looks good, but I'm hearing the performance isn't next gen. Who would have thought? And see, I think when I hear the performance isn't next gen, I agree and disagree at the same time. Jeremy, stop trolling me saying Steph is not clutch. Stop it. But anyways, see, these consoles are going for a next gen look, as in like 4K and more stable and bigger worlds that are, and if you've seen some of the hours of these games, some of these games are super freaking long. The new Star Wars game, hella long. Starfield, it's gonna be just like endless, pretty much. Final Fantasy, we know that's not short. So these games are jam packed, and they want to do all of this fidelity stuff. The first thing that they're gonna sacrifice is performance on any of these consoles. As long as they think that they can get away with it, they'll do it, and they'll patch it up later. That's kind of the environment that we're in. That's what the weather says every time. Every time you wake up and look at the gaming weather, it says working on it. Update incoming, right? Miss Joanna Dark says it's not KD. He gets all of these all-stars and can't win. I like KD, but that's true. He also says Eternal Darkness is amazing, which it was. Ray Chi says simplified version of the games will always be superior. Skyrim is the simplest. Elder Scrolls Starfield will be the superior space sim of all. Seriously, space sims are hard to understand. Yeah, and what I've actually told some people is Starfield, Bethesda, it's insane. Like, not only did they say we're making galaxies instead of worlds, but we're putting life into the galaxy. It's not just going to be you land on a planet with a bunch of just drone like AI characters just laying there to be killed or standing there waiting to get killed. Like, it's not going to be a bunch of Redfall opponents. Like, if you remember Redfall, it seemed like every time you went near a base area, everybody was just hanging out, smoking a cigarette, and just waiting to die. Right? But I'm hoping, and I'm anticipating in this Starfield game, not only are you going to be able to, I mean, it's going to be like a Bethesda game, right? So there's going to be enemies, sure, but there will be people to talk to, people to interact with, people to bring with you. And we seen that with, I mean, Starfield, God damn it, I don't want to talk about that now. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. So I'm going to get off of that right now. But P-Row says the outage behind the GPS increase is faker than Redfall FPS outage. Oh my goodness! All right. Jeremy Brown said Game Pass went up? Question mark. And then Beezy McNasty, what's cracking, Beezy? Says Game Pass didn't go up in the U.S. So there you go there. And I think that I'm not sure. I'll have to look into that. It might be just on a country level or something like that, or region level. I know that they raised some prices in Japan a while back for console, but it was still cheaper than buying it in the U.S. So you got to be careful when you talk about the way money is moving up and down, and make sure that it translates to our prices and see if it's still cheaper or more expensive now than here in the US. Because if something's more expensive than here in the US, then I'm a little concerned. But if it's cheaper to purchase it in the US and they up the price and it's still cheaper than it is to get in the US, I don't feel so bad. Jacob Novak, what's cracking? Good to see you. Thanks for pulling up. I really appreciate it. You're very consistent on coming here, my brother. I appreciate it. He says, I was shocked how good Mario input today was. Yeah, I mean, that definitely looked pretty clean. I'm going to need to go back and watch it because, like I said, I was at the doctor's office while I was watching it with my daughter, and she was all over the damn place. Let's see. Jeremy Brown says, that's a local club banger. That's that's no game show intro. Oh, come on, bruh. I loved it. Disrespectful. All right. Ray Chi says, way better than all the crap. Okay, yeah, I read that. The music from the showcases. Jacob Novak's talking about that Peach game. Nintendo's is the GOAT. Relax, you're going to get Mr. Joanna Dark excited out here. Back from the Dead says, not too bad. Sounds good and fits the channel. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Jeremy Brown says that's real love. That's real support. It really is. If you're talking about my brother helping me out, absolutely. Like I said, I've known him since I could barely tie my shoes. And in fact, the gentleman rapping, Leonard Ray, he had cancer and he beat cancer back when we were in middle school. It was wild. I was so excited to go to middle school with him because his dad was dating my mom at the time. We had just moved in together, so we were gaming. Like, I had a brother around my age finally, because my actual brother is 13 years older than me. So it was dope having him around. And then as soon as it was about time to go to school, he ended up getting diagnosed with leukemia, and he was gone for like the entire school year. And it was just an awful year having to go up to Omaha and see him at the Children's Hospital and stuff like that, watching him get shingles down his back and seeing his hair come out and watching him go through chemotherapy as just like a 12, 13-year-old. And he just looked like an old man. It was terrible, but he's back now and he is like no cancer. Like, he's cancer free and he is rocking it. He's doing his thing. He just had a kid. And as you see, he's making music for me. So he's doing fantastic. Hell of a comeback story he had. One of my best friends, since we were in knee high, absolutely. But let's see. I'm almost caught up. Matt Likes Games says Jeff needs to get rid of that dude on the VGAs instead of Imagine Dragons for the 100th time. Damn. Tombo says banger. Yeah. Escape from New York is an all-time great. Okay. And Jacob Novak says PlayStation Marathon. SGF, Sonic, MK, Xbox. Summer Game Fest, Sonic and Mortal Kombat, Xbox Showcase, Starfield, Forza Motorsports, Nintendo Mario RPG remake, Peach game, Luigi Dark Moon remake, and SM Wonders. Boogeyman says Avatar Frontiers of Pandora has my attention this year. You know what's insane? I haven't seen that yet. I didn't even watch the Capcom showcase. Or, yeah, I didn't even watch the Capcom or the Ubisoft showcase. Because Ubisoft, I believe, is the one making the Avatar thing. And I tell you, I didn't even watch those. I was so goddamn high off of the Xbox showcase. I didn't even go back and watch them. I need to go back and watch the Avatar one because everyone's saying that game is looking fantastic. We might actually watch it here in a little bit after I get done with the rest of these. But like I said, I'm not even halfway done through this goddamn thing. But anyways, Back from the Dead said I remember watching the thing as a kid. I was at my aunt's video store and she shut the movie off when it got to the part the chick goes down in the car. Oh, bruh. Okay. Jeremy Brown says Yoshi P said Final Fantasy 16 would push the power of the PS5. He did say that. They're capping. But anyways, Jeremy Brown also says, all right, man, I'm tired of this Steph slander. So Steph is like 0-12 in big games. I was trolling, but it's wild to see that though. Stop it. Then he continues to say, "I'm just saying they dissed Xbox and PC only for PlayStation. The Square wonders why they don't meet sales expectations. Yeah, I mean you got to be there. You got to be available if you want to have great sales. You can't just be on one spot, especially when another platform is dying to have what you have. It's literally insane. It doesn't make any sense. Beezy says, "Hey, they updated their AI in Redfall." okay. All right. Then the initial launch version of Redfall, the AI in that, because that was garbage. Pixelbit G said, "I saw a few games from Nintendo that I'm rocking with. That's fantastic." PBG, welcome. Thank you for coming through, brother. I appreciate you so much. You know what it is. BZ also says, correction, it's going up $2 in the US. I'm confused with it with the Series X. Okay, so it is going up $2. I'm gonna have to look into that afterwards because I didn't even think of any of that. I was getting prepared for this episode. But anyways, Jeremy Brown says, "Nah, I'm not disrespecting the song. I give it mad props. I appreciate it. I appreciate that, brother. Thank you. And then just a couple more. BZ says the Xbox Series X will go up, and in most markets, apart from the U.S., Chile, Japan, Brazil, and Colombia, to match PS5 pricing. Xbox Game Pass is going up nearly everywhere. This is from Tom Warren. And okay, I mean, that's a very good source right there. And I tell you what, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised because Xbox is starting to fill themselves now. And here's where us as consumers get nervous. Because it's like, how much you feeling yourself, bro? Don't you dare get too greedy. Especially before you get consistent. Don't get greedy before you get consistent. Because I ain't gonna lie, we need to see some consistency. I love me some Xbox. But it's always one foot forward, another foot back. And I think with Starfield, they can finally put one forward in front of the next. Because I mean, hey, look what's ahead of that. Forza is like guaranteed quality, which I'll be getting into that here in just a little bit. Jeremy Brown says my cuz beat leukemia, cancer, but he needs to get away from that street life. Though facts. Oh my goodness, yeah. Street life is dumb as fuck. It is. I mean, I'm sorry if any of y'all are involved in it. More power to you. But I mean, there's just so many better ways to spend your life other than fuckery and getting yourself in trouble for some change. It just ain't worth it. Pixelbit G says that's awesome. I'm assuming he's talking about my brother Ray. He says shout out to the survivors. Jeremy Brown says, Matt Likes Game says, bro, you got to see Avatar gameplay. It's nutty looking. Jacob Novak, this is the last one I'm reading before I continue, says speculation Nintendo didn't show the Luigi game release and release date and Peach game release date for next year because they will release on the next gen console. Hey, that's what I've been waiting to hear. Yes, I want some next gen Nintendo. And Mr. Joy in the Dark, if you're still here, my brother, please tell me how you feel about next gen Nintendo. Do you think that they're gonna do that they're gonna speak on it before the end of the year, or you think they're gonna wait? And also any other Switch people out there. I don't want to just say this to Mr. Joy in the Dark. I want you guys to chime in as well. So if any of you guys are huge on playing Switch, let me know if you think that they're going to come out with a new console or announce one before the end of the year, or if they're going to save that for another year to come. But anyways, moving forward. Why do I have two of these open? It's insane. Anyways, moving forward. The next game that I'm looking forward to, I tell you, this is a good one. This is a good one, and this one surprised the heck out of me. So with that being said, let me pop it on up on the screen right here. This game came from the guy that or the game is from like a TV show dash like manga called Sandland, which is made by the gentleman that made Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z and whatnot. So I that's really the reason I'm hyped about the game, is just because of the history and the person that wrote the original stuff has to do with this. So just like people get hyped up about, Harry Potter because of the IP, I feel very similar to this. So as you see, the creator from Dragon Ball, Akira, I always have a terrible time trying to announce his name. I say it wrong. Toriyama. Akira. I think it's Akira Toriyama, but is how you pronounce it. But bro, I've been watching this stuff since I was a little kid. Right? I love the style. I love the hairdos, the goofiness. But this game right here looks insane. It looks like a mixture of like Borderlands and oh man, like I don't even know what else to kind of. I'm just thinking of Borderlands with Dragon Ball aspects to it. It looks insane. And it looks hella smooth. This type of art style right here, that is Sandland, can continue for years. When you choose an art style like this, it just doesn't really go bad as long as, as long as the art looks decent. I mean, all that's ever needed for the game, if anything, in the future is FPS. Higher FPS. But I don't even know if you'll need that. It looks like it'll be 60. It looks like, I'm telling you, this looks like a pretty fun game. I'm excited for it. I don't know really what to expect, and I need to go back and watch some of the like shows or check out the manga or whatever for it, because I really don't know anything about Sandland. I just know that name. And I just know that, hey, I like me some Borderlands, and if you got this game looking like Borderlands, shooting, acting crazy like Borderlands, I'm in it. I'm looking forward to it. But anyways, let's keep it moving, because like I said, we still got quite a bit to talk about. And this next game right here that I'm going to be talking about is something new. I believe this one's by Focus Entertainment, which they have been on a killing spree lately with video games. Pretty good stuff for them. But let me go on ahead and get that playing for you. This one right here. You can't even see what it said. So this is Banishers. Ghosts of New Eden. Looks great. It is Focus. So the developer is Don't Nod. Never heard of them before. But I tell you what, this game right here looks pretty goddamn dope. It looks really clean. Gives me kind of that realness that Callisto Protocol kind of gave you. But it looks like this game actually has fun fighting. because the fighting Callisto Protocol felt so. I just felt so. I don't know, just heavy and limited. This game doesn't look so limited. In fact, it looks very flexible. So I'm interested to see what this game's all about. Looks like it has a crazy story. You can see that gameplay right there. Yeah, that looks dope. That looks real dope. Hopefully you're excited to see it. Big Mad Mo says, "Don't nod or tell me why." Okay. Oh, for Life is Strange. Okay. Okay. So what you're telling me right now is I should expect a good story. What you're telling me is I should expect a damn good story because that's what Life is Strange is. It's it's a whole lot of story and a whole lot of choices. Um so yeah, interesting. Really interesting. I've never really got into Life is Strange though. And I actually own one or two of them. And I think and keep in mind I think it was from like games with gold or something like that. It wasn't something that I ran out of my way and bought. Um, but hey, I've been getting into more of the like visual novel and stuff like that kind of games. So I wouldn't mind going back and trying it, especially before I go out and get Banishers. I'd like to see what some of those stories are about. Maybe the level of depth might translate from previous games like Life is Strange into something like Banishers. And to see how much combat and stuff is in that, that looks dope. Beezy said vampire game too. Didn't the vampire? Is it the same vampire game that died? Maybe you can answer me or riddle me that one. Okay, but yeah, I'm pretty excited for Banishers. Don't know too much about it yet, but it looks really goddamn good, and that's enough for me, especially when it comes to a showcase. I just want to see something that looks damn good. Okay, but now we're gonna go into a game that people were having an issue with the way that the character model looked. And I tell you, that's weird because I didn't think this character model looked too bad at all. Actually, and I remember seeing the actual actor of it, and I was like, oh yeah, it doesn't look too terrible at all. I don't know why people are tripping. But anyways, this game, very popular IP. You guys should probably already know just by seeing Ubisoft right there that I'm talking about Star Wars. If you haven't seen this yet, I'm telling you, it looks great. This game looks really good. The lighting in this game, the ability of moving around using a secondary like a companion in the game, very much like BD. Pretty cool. The ability to make choices in the game. The little bit of RPG element that they decide to give you, which I don't know how much that's going to actually translate in the game. It might just be kind of like Guardians of the Galaxy, where you choose a choice and it affects a little bit, but it doesn't like overhaul your story. So I think it might be something like that, but it'd be really interesting to see if it's any deeper than that. But this game looks great. I mean, obviously that right there, that's all CGI. But I mean, I'm not sure if they actually showed gameplay in this, but I know in the Ubisoft Forward show, which I didn't get to watch all of it, but I did watch the trailer or whatever they had for the announcement for this specific game. Because after I seen it on the Xbox showcase, I got pretty interested in it and continued to look into it. So yeah, I'm excited to see this game. It looks phenomenal. I'm just hoping it plays as good as it looks. I mean, obviously, the Ubisoft formula, I'm wondering how evident that will be in a game like this. I know that they got to show some respect, right? They can't go too deep into what they like to do too much, because I mean, no one's trying to play Ghost Recon or you know, was it Star Wars Breakpoint or something like that. No one's trying to do that, or at least I ain't trying to do that. But yeah, this game looks pretty good. But just just to keep it respectful and try to respect y'all's time out there, let's keep it moving. Because yeah, fantastic. But other games to be talking about. Now, this game right here was one of the biggest surprises of the Xbox showcase. And I mean, it would be insane to think that this wouldn't be something that I'm looking forward to because of of just the intrigue of it. It's insane. That game that a lot of people are comparing to BioShock, right? In Exile is out freaking side with Clockwork Revolution. A lot of people are getting them mixed up and saying Clockwork Orange, which is hilarious. I've heard more than one person say that. So anybody that's actually accidentally said that that's here right now, no, you're not alone. Because I've heard multiple people say Clockwork Orange, which that movie's freaking horrible. I hope the game isn't anything like Clockwork Orange, because that'd be pretty bad. But this game looks phenomenal. Looks super beautiful, super clean. The lighting looks great. And it was very surprising for me to see. I didn't expect this from In Exile. They're the same guys that make like Wasteland. And I tell you what, when I heard Xbox acquired In Exile, I was just like, okay. It wasn't like when they acquired Bethesda or this Activision Blizzard or even Playground or Obsidian. I wasn't like, yeah. I was just like, okay, we got In Exile. I know that their pedigree is good, but they don't really make my kind of games. And then I seen this. And then I seen this. And I was just like, oh my God. It has a whole steampunk aspect to it. First person, which is something I definitely don't like to see. Moving time around. It said it right just a moment ago in the trailer. Control the future. You know? I mean, the antagonist really wants to kill you. Or really wants you to at least abide by their rules. And I tell you what, breaking rules, I love doing that in the games. I love doing that in video games. So I'm excited for that. I'm very, very much excited for Clockwork Revolution. Hopefully you guys are excited too, because like I said, it seems like a totally different take than what I would have expected from In Exile. But man, I mean, just look at that world. It just looks so colorful. Got a man walking on red carpet in the center of town. And then it shows it all rewind. So it's showing you that you're controlling some of the time. You're rewriting history. In other words, the game is telling you to play it more than one way, possibly. So look at that gun. Look at the guns in the game. They look insane. I'm excited. But let's move on to the next game because it only gets more exciting from there, right? So the next game that I'm really excited for that I'm going to be showing off next. I forgot to hit the play button. So you'll recognize this right away, especially if you watch the Xbox showcase. You will definitely recognize this, and I mean it tells you right there at the beginning. It tells you who the developer is. Very obvious, and I mean This is insane because they throw in little bits of gameplay within the CGI trailer or in-game whatever they want to call it. They throw. I mean them throwing. I mean I'm guessing that's probably part of the gameplay. It's very fast. They show the gameplay of this very fast, so it's hard to differentiate whether something's gameplay or if it's not. The quips in this game makes me feel like they're staying to their roots, which is exciting. Hearing them talk about the way the person's dressed, or getting into an argument, or people getting into an argument with each other, it's wild. Seeing how tiny you are and compared to that guy is pretty nuts too. It looks like you're gonna have to like fight him or something like that within the game. I don't know what the hell in the Toy Story is going on with that. But I can tell you what, day one. Day fucking one. I'm buying this game. I gotta own it. That's how I feel about it. It's just, that looks so damn clean. And if anybody wanted to throw any shade at Playground now, you know the pedigree. It ain't just driving. They are out here doing RPGs. It's freaking insane. Yeah, and Jacob says the giant is the comedian. Yeah, he's a comedian. He was on like I always forget the name of the show. I think it's like the It Crowd or something like that, or I don't know. But that's fantastic. Yeah, he says it's Richard Ayoade or something like that. I don't know. I'm horrible at enunciation, but I know the bro is supposed to be real funny from his TV show that I need to catch up on. I was watching it on Netflix a while back. I only seen like 1 or 2 episodes. I believe the episodes are fairly short. But I don't know. That British humor sometimes is hard for me to get into. It's like The Office. I love the Office American version. The British version of The Office, it is more raunchy and it is funny, but the consistency of funny isn't. I mean, the US version, I mean, I'm leaning hard. I'm that American version guy when it comes to that. So, shoulder shrug, but I think it's going to be really funny. I think they're going to make sure that this game plays. Okay, yeah, okay. Oh, Sir Xan, you like the theme song? Thank you. I'm working on it, bro. Or actually, better yet, my bro is working on it. Yeah, Lewis Frag says It Crowd. So yeah, I was right. It Crowd. That's what I thought. I think that's what I said. Terrible memory. But anyways, yeah, I'm super stoked for Fable. Can't wait for it to come out. Really looking forward to seeing how Playground put this game together. Because Fable it's a pretty damn deep game if you've ever played it. You already know. But moving on, we still have, we have 5 games left that I'm going to talk about before we get up out of here. The next game that we're going to be talking about is another really exciting game. Some people try to downplay it, of course, because there's stands out there that just don't like to see Xbox having any great games coming out. So it just is what it is. Can't listen to them busters. Got to do what you want to do, play what you want to play, and leave them suckers in the dust. But the next game that I'm talking about that people said was a downgrade, which is some BS, is this game right here. Avowed. I am really looking forward to this sucker right here. I actually got the wrong damn trailer out for it. That is the the announced trailer that came out a while ago. Let me actually pull up the newer trailer for Avowed because that one is a little bit more telling when it comes to showing what the actual game looks like. So let me pull that up real fast for you guys, just out of respect. Put that right here. So bam. Go back to this other one, turn it off. And bam. All right, cool. So back at it. Back at it like a crack addict, right? So yeah. This game looks dope. The graphics look interesting, and it's very interesting to hear what they had to say. What Obsidian said about the game a few days after the trailer, just like earlier this week, I believe. They were talking about how it's going to look even better than this, which I personally thought it looked fine. What we got before was the CGI trailer. Why are we mad about that? Why are we mad about the way this game, or I take it back. We're not mad about this game looks. The stands are mad. The stands are mad because, for whatever reason, it doesn't meet whatever their criteria is. Even though, in my opinion, I didn't think Returnal looked all that great. I thought it was a dope looking game that you did some pretty interesting stuff in, but I didn't think it was like a visual masterpiece of any sort or anything like that. I felt like the game was fine. But this game right here, to me, it looks great. The magic that you get within the game, the guns that you get, the swords that you wield. I mean, the bro right there just made a massive fireball, threw it at somebody. He's conjuring up magic where people are like falling into a hole and then beating them with an axe. I'm in. I'm freaking in. What was that thing? I don't even know what kind of phase lock kind of Lilith from freaking Borderlands was going on right there. But hey, I'm in. These enemies look pretty dope too. There looks like there's a variety of types of enemies. Bro, that stomp right there at the end with the enemies surrounding you. I'm thirsty. I am thirsty. All right. But the very next one that I'm going to be bringing up now, because I just wanted to touch on that a little bit. This game right here. And I talked about it just briefly, just a little bit ago. But I tell you what, Forza Motorsports looks great. Don't let any of these butthead, knuckle dragging fanboys tell you that this game doesn't look good. They're capping. They're salty. I don't know why. Because they can just play a game in VR, right? Go play it in VR. Go play Gran Turismo in VR. All right? Relax. Go play your Gran Turismo in VR. We're going to be playing a better looking game. I'm sorry. Or at least better looking on your TV. I don't want to throw any shade at that VR headset because that VR headset mixed with Gran Turismo looks goated. It looks great. But I tell you what, if I'm sitting in front of my TV not using a VR, I'm playing this. I'm playing this easy. What I'm interested in is the whole car PG aspect. The car PG aspect sounds freaking insane. It sounds as interesting as it does scary. And here's what I mean by that. It's very hard, in my opinion, as a developer to sit back and wonder how to make credits for a game. I talked a little bit about this with Loke yesterday while doing the show, and I see you, Sir X-Men. I appreciate that super chat. I'll get to it here in a minute after I finish this point. But a lot of us, I'm sure, that grew up playing Gran Turismo, Sega GT, maybe even some of the Need for Speed games, Forza Motorsport, like in the previous versions. Like a lot of us would spam a track, a specific track in a specific race because you knew you'd get a good amount back for your time, right? So certain races, let me use Gran Turismo for example, because I did this a lot, and especially in Gran Turismo 2 when I was young. I would pick a circular, like Daytona kind of track, right? It'd have like 3 laps on it, but it'd give you like 5K per race. So I would start out, I mean, obviously when you're starting out, you got a pretty shit car. I would, do that race with that shit car, barely get first. But I'd do that race like 4 times. Upgrade that muffler, upgrade that tire, put a supercharger or whatever in it, get the ECU bumping, tune up the car a little bit, go back into the same race, smoking them, do it like 10 more times. Now I got so much money, I don't even need this car that I'm racing in anymore. I'm going to go up to the next level. I'm going to get something like a Corvette, a Viper, something dumb, a Skyline, right? Toyota Supra. I'm going to race that. I'm going to smoke them again on the same goddamn track. 5 more times. I got my money up. Now I'm upgrading this car that's already overpowered. Right? So now I got this car that's overpowered. I'm going into the next tier. I'm going from, C class to B class with an overpowered B class car. You see what I'm saying? So I'm wondering with Forza Motorsports now, because they're talking about with this whole CarPG element that's to the game. Sorry, I'm leaning back on y'all now. I'm relaxing. But anyways, with this whole CarPG element, they're talking about racing with the same car and almost like being in a relationship with the car, which is kind of weird. But it's like each time you do it, you have a better lap than the last one, you get credits. Every time you do something, you get some sort of credit, like that's better than before or whatnot. And that helps you upgrade different pieces of your car. And I'm wondering how the heck that's going to work. Maybe I need to go back and re-listen to what he said. But that's the first thing that I picked up on, right? Is that I'm going to be building a relationship with my car. And while building that relationship, it's going to open up features in which I can upgrade. And within those features that I'm upgrading, I'm going to have to use that upgrade to do somehow better within a race to qualify for the next upgrade. But my question is what happens if I'm spamming the same race? What happens if I do really bad on this track all the time, but all the other tracks I'm great at? Is that going to stifle me at all? Because you're not buying this stuff. You're like kind of wooing your way through the game. You're wooing your car. So, I mean, I'm really interested to see how that turns out. Because it can go. It's either going to go one way or the other. It's either going to be a masterpiece or it's going to be terrible. I'm leaning on the side of masterpiece because they really have been giving a lot of care to this game. And these are all just my own opinions. If you wish to take it as a fact, that's your own problem. But I know October 10th, 2023, like I just said on the screen, I'm going to be there. I'm going to be playing this game. And I'm going to be playing it for at least the next 7 to 10 days once it comes out. Or I believe it actually comes out a little early I think it might come out like a week early or something like that if you get the deluxe version or whatever. It's going to be very much like a Horizon 5 where if you buy the DLC pack or whatever that you get the game early. They're doing the same thing with Starfield. I think that's going to be a popular thing for games that are dropping into Game Pass to try to get them extra money, which I mean, some people hate that, but I'm just like, dude, what does it matter? If you are paying for Game Pass now to be able to play games on Game Pass, what's a few more days if you didn't want to spend $70 anyways? FOMO? Well, that's a personal problem. If you got FOMO because everybody else is having a good time, hell, I got FOMO for the Asus ROG, right? Seeing it all over the place makes me sick. It does. Seeing it all over the place makes me sick because I just got my Steam Deck, so that makes me sick a little bit. But what I'm not going to do is just get on a soapbox and start crying. I'm not finna tweet out, this is BS. Everybody else is able to enjoy something I can't enjoy right now. Like they paid their dues. They deserve to have that. If you're willing to put more money towards something, then you deserve to have something that somebody did not put any money towards. Or if they're only paying a fraction of what you're paying. Sure. You can jump the line. Ain't nothing wrong with that. It's called paying your dues. Get with it or get lost. But anyways, yeah, I'm very excited for this game. Not only does it look good, but it has that like I said, that intriguing aspect of the car PG part, and that has me really excited to play it. And what that can actually do is breathe new life within into the racing genre, because we're all used to race, credit, buy a car. We very rarely sometimes get to understanding a car. We just buy it and hopes that it's going to be good enough to win the race. Most of us casual racers. I'm a casual racer. I'm not a pro. I'm not sitting in the garage of a game tuning cars for hours. I'm not doing that. I won't do that. That's just too much work for me. I just want to race. I just want to throw on some upgrades on my car and make it stupid. That's what I want to do. Let's see. Going back to what Sir X-Man said earlier, he gave a super chat, $5 super chat by him. Said, told you on Friday in the super chat that ponies were going to petition for Starfield, and you guys laughed at me on that Friday when I said that. I'm sure we did laugh at you, Sir X-Man. We laugh a lot. We definitely laugh a lot. But you're not always wrong at all. No, I mean, the whole thing that you said about Sony's on welfare thing, it's cringy, yes. But in some aspects, it's like, is Sir X-Man lying, though? Because, I mean, some of the stuff they do is weird. Like, me and Luke were talking about it yesterday. Like, I don't know if they struck some deal with Striking Distance, or if Striking Distance was just being nice because they came in to help them out. But they got like 48-hour exclusivity to DLC to Callisto Protocol, and I'm just like, what are you doing? 48 hours. 48 hours on a platform where people are willing to see a commercial for something that's coming to Game Pass and just wait it out. Us Xbox fans are not scared to wait something out. We are not. We have been through enough. We are not scared to wait something out if we got to. So, I mean, if you need that exclusivity for 48 hours, as long as we know we getting it, we good. We are good. So, I mean, if you guys spend any money to get that 48 hours exclusivity, stop it. You didn't need to pay for that. That was unnecessary. Unnecessary. Anyways, all right, I'm gonna read some of this super chat and then I'm gonna get going to the next game. We got 3 more games to talk about. Let's see. Lewis Frag said pre-installed most. Oh wait. Let me give priority first because Sir X-Man put another super chat in saying I'm buying the $99 version of Forza Motorsports. So I mean, you're going all in, brother, and I don't blame you because I know you got that racing sim. And I'm really excited to hear what you have to say. I might have to have you on like this show or a Tuesday show with me and Loke once the game comes out. Just so you can tell me, and maybe even we can have you playing the game while on stream or something like that. We'll talk, Sir X-Man, because I'd love to talk about that and have you kind of show off what you're working with, because that'd be really cool. I think that'd be a really fun stream as well. All right, but let's see. Now I'll get to the rest of these chats now because priority for the super chat brothers. But anyways, Lewis Frag says pre-installed most of the games. Can't wait. Ray Cheese says who missed the day of Need for Speed Underground and Midnight Club? Man, brother, I miss that so much. I'd love to see a Midnight Club dub edition remake. That would be phenomenal. I don't even care. You can even throw in today's type of music. I mean, the music that was in dub edition remix, goated. But I'm just saying that type of game is missed for sure. Let's see. Sir X-Man also says, I'm going to modify a Mitsubishi 3000 GT4. Yeah, I love Mitsubishi 3000s. Those things are so dope. They looked very much like the Dodge Stealth. I pretty much want to say they're like the same car. Let's see. Louis Frags also says a Class and S was my favorite tires in Forza. A Class. Okay, A Class and S Class. Gotcha. And then he also goes to say Forza Motorsports is going to be a masterpiece of a racing game this generation. I surely hope so. Oh my goodness. Ray G says, sadly, Starfield will overshadow Forza. I disagree with you on that one, Ray. I disagree because I think the type of player that's playing Forza, I don't think they're gonna be. I mean, just look at Sir X-Man. He's more excited for Forza than he is for Starfield, and he already knows the caliber and the and whatnot for Starfield. He knows it's gonna be a goated game, or it should be. But he's still excited because he's just a car guy. He has a car setup. So people like that are gonna play Starfield, sure, but as soon as Forza drops, Starfield's gonna take a break. And it just is what it is. I'll be there to play some Forza, but I'm on the other side. I'm excited to play Forza, but I'll probably rather fly my ship around in Starfield longer than I'll want to drive simulation races in Forza. Once I get a car set up, though, I tell you, it might change. I don't know. Never know. What I would be interested in, Sir X-Man, you gotta tell me if you could possibly do this. I wonder if, because you know how Oculus is supposed to be teaming up with Xbox for Game Pass on Oculus, right? I wonder if there'll be a time, or if that will happen sometime in the future, where they will make a VR version for Forza Motorsports and have it be available on like Steam and Xbox, and then if you have an Oculus, you can play Game Pass through the Oculus, and then you're playing VR Forza. Just let me know if I'm cooking. I don't know. I just think that'd be a smart idea. I already know that Xbox is partnering up with Oculus to bring Game Pass to Oculus. I mean, we already have VR games in Game Pass. If you didn't know, we already do. A couple of them off the top of my head. Microsoft Flight Simulator. Microsoft Flight Simulator. That's an Xbox first party game that I can play right now on my Oculus VR headset. Yes. This one right here. Oh, you can't really see it that. Yes, this guy right here. I can turn this sucker on and play Microsoft Flight Simulator. So, why wouldn't they possibly make a racing game, Forza Motorsports in VR, and just throw it in the Game Pass? Because all you have to do with the Microsoft Flight Simulator is hit a checkbox and then calibrate it. You just go over in Flight Simulator, go to the options, go to like visual or whatever, the graphics option, and there is a whole tab that just says VR. You can click on it. So I think that'd be phenomenal if they did that. Very possible. Also, Star Wars Squadron, another VR game that's in Game Pass. Sure, I think it's through EA Play, but what do you get EA Play from? Game Pass Ultimate. So just a thought. Just a thought. Sir X-Man in the chat, or actually, let me go in order. Luis Frag says, Starfield Day 1, Forza Motorsports Day 1, games on rotation. Exactly. That is exactly how it's going to be, brother. Games on rotation. And then soon after Forza comes out, I'm gonna have Spider-Man 2. That's going to join the rotation, and it's going to be a fucking mess. Let's not forget about Cyberpunk. Comes out the end of September. And that's supposed to be like an all-new game, pretty much. If you haven't heard, that game has all sorts of different changes coming to it. The whole level up, everything's going to be different about that game. Your clothes, all of that. It's insane. All right, let's go. We've been talking about Forza for a hot minute now. I spent a lot more time on that than I anticipated. So now we're going to talk about another game that was being shown a little bit of disrespect by the stands out there. One stand went as far as saying that they're copying The Last of Us when it comes to when it comes to camera angles during the video, and I'm just like, y'all are reaching now. Y'all are tripping. What are you talking about? But this game right here from Compulsion Games, the ones that brought you We Happy Few, is now an Xbox game studio. Okay? And they got a little game called South of Midnight coming out. Creole kind of time period. Or not time period, but Creole type of, way of living in kind of an a past time period. It seems like it'd be like, I don't know, in like the 50s. I don't know, something like that. It seems like it is like Black Wall Street old or something. I don't know specifically, but the game looks wild. The art style is pretty crazy. How it kind of has that like jitteriness that you see like The Spider-Verse outfit that you can get in like Spider-Man. You can see it in there. I personally didn't like it. That Spider-Verse kind of like look. I didn't like it. But this game, the story looks like it can be hella interesting. And hey, if they do it right, if they roll it out correct, this is a game that can be a real killer when it comes to story. I find it interesting because I've never seen a game go in this direction story wise. Deep South? Like what other game does Deep South? Like I'm sure there are games that are set in some sort of deep south um in some sort of deep south like attire, but nothing that actually capitalizes or really screams, "Hey, we are the South, and this is how it's going down." This game looks wild. It looks like it could be pretty crazy, but to be honest, there's not a whole lot of information out for it yet. So I'm not going to sit here and just beat it up and continue to talk about this because I just don't know yet. I just know that I'm excited to see what Compulsion has and see it's good to see that they have a bigger scale this time, and it seems like as well that they kind of honed in their vision and compared to what was like We Happy Few, which it felt like that game was doing a lot of great stuff, but it didn't quite master anything in particular. So I'm wondering if they're going to be able to hit that note with South of Midnight. All right. Next game that I want to talk about was kind of disappointing a little bit for the trailer that they showed, but I'm absolutely still stoked to play this game. Whenever it decides to come out, it's supposed to come out next year. And that game, which I'm sure some of you that have been following me know already, Ninja Theories Hellblade 2. Okay? The trailer for it was very underwhelming. It was. We all of us that have played Hellblade before or that are familiar with it know that Senua is psychotic. She's nuts. She has a lot of voices in her head. She's constantly fighting with herself, but that's something a lot of us know. A person from the first time watching this, I'm assuming, would look at it and say exactly what I just got done saying. Like, she's nuts. She's talking to herself. She's hearing herself. She's seeing the reflection in the water, and the reflection is like beef. She's like beefing with her own reflection, right? But even if you were new to seeing this trailer, you would look at it, and let's say you have no idea what Hellblade is. You wouldn't have learned anything other than she's insane from watching this trailer. I've said this myself, and I've heard K Mega say this as well. In my opinion, the way they showed off Hellblade, although it was disappointing to me, because I was extremely excited to see something like combat in the game, or just see like a puzzle or anything, right? I feel like they're possibly keeping their cards close with Ninja Theory's game, because why kind of show the cards while you're also showing the cards for Starfield and Forza? You know, you're really showcasing those two games for the rest of the year, and everything else is just a taste test. We didn't get a very good taste test for Senua, but we still got a taste. Just enough for it to be living rent free up here. You know what I'm saying? It's living rent free up here. Whether you love the trailer or didn't like it, like myself, that wasn't a huge fan of the trailer. It's rent free right now. It is up there and it is bothering me. So once they do decide to show that fighting footage, which I personally think might happen at the end of the year at like the Summer Game Fest or at another Xbox Direct, I think then we will see Senua fighting, and then it will be allowed to stretch its legs and be like, this is Hellblade. In comparison to now, where they're like, here's a little bit of Hellblade, not too much. Here's a little bit of Fable, not too much. Because we want Starfield and Forza to shine right now. Fable and Hellblade will be shown in an exceptional light, but not right now. And sure, that may disappoint me and that may disappoint you guys. But it's just the way it's just the way marketing works. Sometimes they purposely give you a drop of something that tastes so good and they know you are hungry. They let you sniff the burger, but put a piece of celery in your mouth. and that's exactly what this was. The Hellblade show, the show off of Hellblade was like, oh, here comes the pizza, broccoli, bitch. It was like, oh no. What up, John Wolf? I see you up in the chat. Stanley Francois, thanks for popping through. Steve, Sergeant Sentinel Gaming, good to see you. Thank you for coming through. Appreciate you. But yeah, I mean, just getting down to the last couple of games. Here is, Senua. Again, looks like another cutscene, but it's probably gameplay. I mean, who freaking really knows, right? But anyways, let's head on to the last one, which, for goodness sakes, this game literally takes the air out of the room. Literally. I mean, you can travel in areas that have no air. Just gravity. All right. So the game that I'm obviously talking about, that I'm most excited for, and I actually went out of my way to get the Constellation Edition of this game. It's obviously that game, Starfield. And I tell you what, this game right here is dumb. It's just absolutely dumb. Dumb in the sense that, like, there's so much to do in this game that it is overwhelming. I didn't think that I'd be interested in watching any single title for 45 minutes, let alone like 15, 20 minutes. I ain't gonna lie. When I seen Spider-Man at the PlayStation Showcase, I felt like that was too long. I was happy to see it, but I was just like, especially after being there for the previous like 45 minutes to an hour, that showcase not being that exciting, only having a few things I was really interested in, and those few things were some of the shorter trailers. I didn't expect to see a deep dive of a single game and be entertained from beginning to the end. Not only interested, but also like genuinely curious. This was one of those moments where I seen a game and I was like, this is like, I don't know if I buy it. Like, I'm going to buy the game, yes, and I did. But am I buying what they are selling me right now? That was the question. Because what they're selling me is insanity. I said that I said earlier that all these games, Cyberpunk, Forspoken, Final Fantasy, Star Wars Jedi Survivor, those are all games that are open and that present you their world. They present you their world and say, have fun. Go do whatever. Go get XP. Todd Howard was like, yo, somebody hold my motherfucking beer. All these folks out here are making worlds. Fuck a world. I want a galaxy. Galaxies. I don't want to just fuck around on this world. I want to leave it and go to another world. And not only is this a galaxy, I mean, because let's be real. This isn't the first game where you can travel from planet to planet. It's not. But in my opinion, it's the first game that gave life to a galaxy. Do you see what I'm saying? Do any of you guys see what I'm saying? Like No Man's Sky, it's ambitious. I will say that. No Man's Sky is very ambitious. Obviously, they fixed the game in due time. It's a pretty fun game. It's dope, in my opinion, to be able to fly from outer space onto the planet and land yourself. I think that's pretty cool. I know I'm not going to be able to do that in Starfield. But what I know I can't do in No Man's Sky is have an interesting story. I'm sure there's a story in No Man's Sky at some point. Or some form of storytelling. But in Starfield, I'm writing my story. I don't remember hearing about space hijacking in No Man's Sky. I'm not sure if you can do that in Star Citizen. Hell, Star Citizen is still in beta. Hundreds of millions of dollars. That game is just being slowly made, or it's a scam. I don't know. And people are clowning on Starfield as if the 30 FPS thing is a big deal. You know what? At first I was thinking, you know what? This game could have 60 FPS on it. But I was pretty hardcore on watching that Lex Friedman video with Todd Howard and Lex talking back and forth about Bethesda and joining Xbox and what to expect and what they're used to. He said in that interview that they like 30, they like doing games in 30 FPS. So once that got confirmed, did it sting? Let me put it this way. It stung as much as a newborn's pinch. It was relevant enough for me to feel, but not rough enough for it to be painful. Why do I say that? What I just got done saying, goddammit, were you not just listening? I said, Bethesda, Todd Howard said, hold my beer, I'm making galaxies. I mean, bro, not only can I make my ship, but I can walk around in it. Crazy women out here stashing ham sandwiches. Making Voltron. 'Cause, 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 beating up little crazy brain bug looking things, joining factions. We will let you pass because you're part of our religion. The fuck? That's crazy. So you're telling me if I roll up to this other part and I ain't with that religion, there finna be a fight. I already put it on Twitter the other day. I said, bro, as soon as I get Starfield, the Wrath of Khan is starting. I'm gonna be hated on that in that motherfucking galaxy. You're gonna see me pulling up, telling Kirk to come get it. Come get you some. Come die. Because I'm robbing everything. That's how I'm playing the game. I'm excited. I'm robbing everything. I'm going to have to make a second playthrough to where I play it the way I usually play games. I usually play games I like to be kind of the neutral or nicer guy. But Starfield, I think my first time playing that game, I gotta be a thug. I gotta be a thug. I just gotta see what that is. I'm interested. I might do 2 playthroughs at once. Just to see if if I'm fucking up, if I'm making some bad decisions. I want to see. You know what I mean? Oh man. But bro, I'm excited about this game. And what's even more insane is some people are saying, "Oh man, look at the graphics. They seem to be downgraded." No. Ain't no way you looked at the lighting in this game and thought it was worse than the time before. Ain't no way you seen the gunplay in this game and thought it was better before. You drunk. Grandpa, it's time for a nap. Look at the world compared to what it looked like last time. Let me just go back to that real quick. Just the world right here. Remember what it looked like last time? It looked very flat. Not so much anymore. Love seeing all the people walking around. Love seeing the robots doing robot shit. The museum-like art when you go into certain buildings. A crawling sunflower. What the fuck was that? Lasers. Those lasers look tough. Here, we're going to skip around a little bit. We're going to skip around. We're going to talk about this for like 10 more minutes. Okay? Here's one of my favorite things, and Loke said it himself. I'm going to be trapped in this area. When it comes to making the ships, your boy is going to be trapped. I'm going to be making all sorts of different ships. After seeing that Voltron shit, I just don't know. I don't know what to make. I know all these people are going to be out here making these nasty ships. You know what I'm talking about. You've seen it in Zelda, and you're going to see it in Starfield too. But it's crazy how some of the weight will shift the ship around when it moves. Like, I just want to go specifically to the, yeah. So, by the way, I want to give props real quick to my favorite person of the whole part. That girl, right, she right here, I feel like she stole the damn show with her damn sandwiches and talking about Voltron. You see Voltron right there? I mean, what is that thing? All them damn containers and stuff on it. different colors. You see how that thing is struggling? That thing's trying to stay balanced. That thing, it looks tough. It looks tough. And you're seeing characters that you talked to previously now on your ship, that you met off of your ship. The whole Wild West thing is dope too. I mean, come on. I'm gonna go from playing as Khan to Westworld. Freaking insane. Freaking insane. So just in case, I'm not sure if they're still selling this now. But I recently got the Constellation. I'm still waiting for it, obviously, because the game doesn't come out until, you know, September 1st for those that got the Constellation, and, you know, September 5th or 6th for those that don't. But yeah, I guess I'm gonna be getting this watch. Probably not gonna really wear it until I go do like a convention or, you know, a showcase. Something. Probably not gonna wear it until I get to one of those. It's not gonna be an everyday watch. It's supposed to be a pretty dope smart watch, but it ain't for daily use for your boy. I'm not doing that. Knowing me, I'll just bump it up against the fucking wall or something like that and scratch it up. So I don't want to wear that unless I'm doing something special, something real extra special. But that box is so goddamn sexy. What disappoints me nowadays about these damn collection editions is they'll come with a hard case. They'll be like, "Oh, you get this hard case with nothing in it, with a fucking piece of paper in it." And what do you do with that paper? You download the game and you sit and wait for like however long. And I'm assuming this game is finna be big. So I'm gonna need that pre-install to get to cooking. I'll probably get it cooking before I leave because I gotta go to Best Buy to pick it up. To pick up the Constellation Edition. I'm gonna be walking out of there looking like a businessman. Holding my briefcase, walking. I'm gonna be strutting to my Yukon. I'm gonna have to turn down my subwoofer so the case doesn't start shifting around and get scratched up somewhere in the vehicle. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Dragonheart Yobi said he got his too. He's ready. We are ready for takeoff. God damn it! I wish I did get the controller and the headset though, but I mean I already spent $300+ getting that briefcase, bro. I wasn't willing to spend the Series X amount of money. I mean, because after you get that headset and that controller, that's like 75 things. Like, bro, literally 125 for the headset, like 75 for that for that controller, and then 300 for the Constellation. That's literally a Series X. Oh, Big Mad Mo said man, his daughter over there having a good time with Hi-Fi Rush. It's a great game. Good for kids too. I ain't mad at you, brother. Doing it right. I need to get that. I need to get that game installed for my daughter on her Xbox. I just recently gave her my Xbox One X, and she loves it. She absolutely loves it. But the last thing I want to talk about real quick is the most interesting part that probably got talked about the most at this conference, or like, you know, at for the Starfield Direct. All right. And I tell you, it floored me a little bit. I'm sure it floored some of you guys. But at the end of the damn presentation, before they got to the thank you parts and whatnot, right after he gets done firing all these different interesting ass guns at these different at these different enemies throughout the level, there just so happens to be that one moment, and I think that's dope too. You got like grenades that like light people or like make people freeze and stuff like that. I'm guessing there's going to be one for like fire and stuff like that. There's going to probably be different elemental things, and you get the knife. You can do the super punch. What is it? Loke was talking about being Space Tyson. He said he wants to get his build up looking like Space Tyson, just running around, just knocking motherfuckers out. I think that sounds fantastic. But right here is what I'm talking about. Like, what the hell is this? This man put his hand out and just released. I don't know what that is. A lot of us are wondering what the hell that is. Very interested in what that may be. And we don't even know at what point we're going to get something like that. Man, excited. Oh my goodness, Dragonheart, oh man, you gotta talk about the deal right now, huh? All right, I'll give you my 2 cents before we wrap this up and get out of here. We are done with all the different showcase, trailers and whatnot. So I guess this would be a good time, if any, to talk about that Yobi. So I'm kind of curious. What do you guys think? If any of you guys are still alive out there, what do you guys think about this whole ABK deal? Do you guys still have the confidence in thinking that this is going to go through? Because me personally, I still do. I still think it's going to be fine. I think it's really weird. And here's the answer to your question, Yobi, that Jim is not even in person. Everybody knows how serious this is. And it seems like you took it serious all the way up until now. You know? Like, why do all of this barking, all of this flying to Brussels, and all this other stuff just to not show up for the hearing that is probably the most important part of trying to do what you'd want to do, which is blocking this deal? I mean, I know technically, you know, the truth or the facts are the facts, and it doesn't matter if you're here or there, but we're all still human. So we do. I don't know. Some of us take it a little bit more serious when we see somebody face to face than like a voice call or a video call or anything like that. So I think by law, technically, that it doesn't matter that he's doing this via video chat, but the way it just kind of looks from the exterior looking in, it looks like it's not being taken as serious as it seemed to be prior. So that's my thoughts on it. I don't know what kind of updates have been going on or what's kind of been happening on YouTube, or not YouTube, but Twitter. I know Florian Mueller has been posting a ton of different stuff. Before I get out of here, let me see if there's any updates, because they usually keep. I know there's a few chats that I'm in that keep me pretty posted about the things that are going on. But I haven't really seen a whole lot. Unless you guys have seen something new break out about it. I know that I seen that thing about the email with, or the whole thing with like Matt Booty and stuff like that. But that information right there was such a shoulder shrug to me. It wasn't a big deal. This is kind of interesting. Tom Warren came out and said there's going to be new price. Okay, so in case any of you guys were interested, I'll go on ahead and throw this up, share it right now, because I'm sure you guys would be interested in seeing it. So So here's what they were talking about just a little bit ago earlier in the chat. I believe it was who brought that up. Actually, I don't remember who brought up the $2 price hike. It is a little while ago, but anyways, let me go on ahead and show this off. See you later, Todd. That's not what I'm looking for. Huh. Oh, I know what to do. There we go. So now you guys can see it. So these are going to be like the new prices for Xbox Game Pass and console prices. And I guess I can zoom in a little bit. I'm not sure how well you guys can see all that. Oh, yeah. Let me see if I can fix those things. Give me a quick second. It might look weird what I'm doing, but I'm reverting some things back to the way they were. Oh, shit. Well, I don't want to do that, so I changed my mind. I'm not doing that. It's reverting too much. Anyways, I'll just bring it back. Screw it. So bam, and I'll just make these bigger so you guys can see better. There we go. Well, now you guys can see most of it better. Oh, well, you can't even see the one that matters to a lot of us, which a lot of us are here in the United States. So let me go all the way down. You already know what the top says. So I'll be right with you. Just wait a second, sweetie. Just wait a second. I'll be right with you, all right? My daughter came, knocked at the door. I had to tell her. I'll be right with her in a moment. I don't know. You guys could probably barely see that, but at the bottom it says United States. Um, I can barely even see it myself. United States, $14.99 to $16.99. And okay, so this is just Game Pass Ultimate versus Game Pass for consoles. So yeah, it'll be $16.99 now, and in just Game Pass for consoles only. So just the regular $10 one is now $11. So that's that's the big change there for here in America. For Australia, it's gonna be like a change of $3 for the for Australia and a change for so it seems like it's just mostly changing a dollar everywhere. Oh my goodness. All right, but yeah, so it looks like there's just a little bit of change being. I mean, it always sucks. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you guys. It always sucks to see a price hike, right? But this isn't as big of a price hike as I thought. And what's crazy is even with Game Pass Ultimate's price hike, it's still not as expensive as fucking Ubisoft Plus or whatever that shit is, which is freaking insane. Which is insane. Sir X Man with another $2 super chat saying would be awesome to make a light sword in Starfield. Okay, so like a lightsaber. Gotcha. That would Sir X Man, you might be onto something. That'd be interesting. But continuing on over here, so do these prices affect you guys? I'm wondering, you guys as consumers, it doesn't really affect me too much. Although, I mean, hey, I'd much rather pay less than pay more. Sure, that's with anything. Am I going to sit here and defend it? that hey, we need to pay more. No, I don't ever do that. No, no, absolutely not. But it's still a good deal in my opinion. Especially especially if you use all the like the perks and do all the things that are available for you to do within Game Pass. Like hell, like I bought most of most of Diablo with Microsoft reward points. So like did I pay $2 more that month? Sure. Did I gain more than $2 that month with the Xbox rewards? Absolutely. Absolutely. You can gain like as much as it costs for for Game Pass in a month just by doing some of the silly little quizzes and figuring out knowledge that you probably never needed to really know. You can, just look into donation things that you don't even have to donate to. They just want your eyes to look at it real quick, get achievements, turn in random goals. I mean, is it does this bother you guys? I see Umbra in here. What's up, Infinite Umbra? What's cracking? Thank you for showing up. He says doesn't really affect him. I can tell you right now, doesn't really affect me either. Because I'm still saving a stupid amount of money. I'm not going to get rid of it and then have to buy all these first party games that I could have just got if I just stuck around with Game Pass. I would have spent maximum of what is that? 2 times 12. That's $24 more a year. So, I mean, is $24 more a year pushing you away? Probably not. Probably not. The PlayStation Premium is more expensive than that month by month. I believe. I believe it is. I think it's like $2 or more. I might be wrong. That might just be Ubisoft tripping. But until Game Pass is more than Ubisoft pluses or whatever that shit is called, I ain't tripping. I think once it passes like $18 or $20, then I'm like, I don't know what y'all thinking. But let them go on ahead and roll this out for $16 a month. And then tell me that that I can get Game Pass Family within that same time period. I'm telling you, bro. I'd be right back to paying less money than I was before. And getting the exact same shit. Let's look at some of these other prices in some of these other areas. This is interesting because the more I look at this, the more I'm just like, man, what does that even mean? Because some of these look staggering, but I don't know how staggering it really means because I know when I got when I got one of my first super chats from Ashes, dope dude, it said $39.99, but it was it's it's his country's money, and I think that transitioned to like $2 super chat or something like that. And I was like, $39.99 means $2. like in that area, that's a whole lot of numbers for two. I mean, that's what I thought about it, but you know what I'm saying, like for instance, down here in what is that, Turkey? I can't really see because of that. I'm gonna zoom in on this. All right, now we're cooking. Now we can really see. All right, so yeah, like Turkey or whatever that place is called, $44.99 to $120.99, and then for the console version, it's going from, oof, that doesn't look good. That doesn't look good because hey, look at this. The if I'm looking at this, so like the ultimate price, all right, was $44.99 to 100 and it's moving to 120. But look, the regular version, just the console version, is now more expensive than the ultimate version was there before. So I could see them in that area not being very happy. I could see that. That's interesting. I'm not even gonna lie, I don't even know what these numbers are for South Korea. That's insane. That's a lot of numbers. Anyways, I'm making a fool of myself out here. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. I'm just talking about numbers. Numbers I don't even understand, which is even better. Um, but I'm gonna go on ahead and close out now. I really appreciate everybody that came through. This has been a phenomenal stream. Got to talk about a bunch of positive stuff, a bunch of great games that are going to be coming out soon. So just to give you guys a recap on everything that I talked about real quick, just in case you don't remember or whatever. The games I brought up today was Spider-Man, um, uh, Metal Gear Solid, Immortals of Avium, The First Descendant, John Carpenter's Toxic Commando, Sandland, Banishers, Ghosts of the New Eden, Star Wars Outlaws, Clockwork Revolution, Fable, Avowed, Forza Motorsports, South of Midnight, Sinuous Saga Hellblade 2, and Starfield. Those are the games that I am currently looking forward to playing. I'm very excited for the next year to year and a half, however long it takes to get all these things cooking, or not cooking, but done cooking is, I guess, the better way to put it. Just so I can get in there and enjoy my damn self. Let's not forget, because I did tell you guys I was gonna have a few honorable mention. Right there, that last game that you guys just got done seeing, I am really excited for actually, and I forgot about it. But that Microsoft Flight Sim, I tell you, that completely went over my head. I completely forgot about that. Microsoft Flight Sim is outside. What the fuck is going on over there with that game? You're able to do. You're going to be soon able to extinguish fires in the forest with freaking planes. You're going to be able to have a plane in a plane and fly away. You're going to be able to do it like extraction missions. Let people jump out of your plane skydiving. You're going to be able to fly that new Dune. Or not new, but you're going to be able to fly that Dune ship. And they have a whole they have a whole area or world dedicated just for Dune. Like, bro. And that's supposed to come out next year. It's supposed to be a 2024 game. They call it Microsoft Flight Sim 2024. So it sounds like it's going to be a totally different game. Because I believe the flight sim that we're on is 2020. So that's interesting. Are they going to start busting these things out like freaking Olympics every 4 years? I don't know. I don't know what the case may be. But anyways, you guys, thank you so much for rocking with me. If you haven't already yet, hit that like button. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. Come back, join me again. Let's do some more talking about these damn games that are going to be coming out next week. I have no idea what I'm going to be talking about on Wednesday. So you'll just have to wait and see. But as for tomorrow, I got a fantastic interview tomorrow. Make sure you guys please come through. Yes, Sir X-Man, I see your super chat. I will read that here in just a moment. But please make sure you guys come through tomorrow. It will be a fantastic episode. I got the man, the myth, the legend that came from the Xbox Showcase and Summer Game Fest and had his belt spinning, had his chain spinning, and you know what it is. It's Hip Hop Gamer coming through. I'm a fan of hip hop. He is Hip Hop Gamer. He is going to be here tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern, and we're going to be talking about his not only his gaming history, but what he looks forward to seeing in the future. Bro's been very, very on point on some of the things that he talked about coming in the near future. So I want to hear some of the stuff that he's excited about, and as well, I want to hear about his experience out there at the Summer Game Fest, at the Xbox showcase. I want to, I'm gonna be living vicariously through him. I want to hear everything that he had to say, what his experience was like, which show was better to him, not just showing video games, but outside the actual showcase that was, like, without sitting there watching all the stuff that was going down. Where was it more entertaining? Where did you have the most fun? Where did you meet the most people? Who was kind of friendly? Who was a little standoffish? You know what I'm saying? You're going to get that kind of information if you rock with me tomorrow. 8 p.m. Eastern, me and Hip Hop Gamer. Mr. Sir X-Man sends out a super chat on my way out the door, and he says, I want a John Carpenter called They Live game, or an Escape from New York game. That would be so hard. Bro, you ain't lying, Sir X-Man. I would love a They Live game with those crazy reptilian reptiles, and you wear a pair of glasses, and you see the reality of what's going on, but you have to take off glasses and take off your glasses and do like real world missions and stuff like that, or act normal, but then like at night you put on the shades and get crazy. Like that would be pretty dope, Sir X-Man. So I agree with you. John Carpenter is the man when it comes to movies. I hope his game slaps as well. What do you mean, who was musty? What are you talking about? Wait. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Who had bad breath? What is happening right now? What are you talking about, bro? What are you talking about? I'm confused. I am genuinely confused, sir. But anyways, you guys, thank you so much. Like I said, make sure you hit the like button on your way out of the door if you haven't already. If you're new, subscribe. I will see you guys tomorrow, and I'll also be seeing you on Friday for Bullsitting with me, Low Cozy Beluga, and Matt Likes Games. It'll be a fantastic time. Make sure that you show up, show out, do your thing, be in the chat, and I will be with you guys then. But as I always say at the end of every stream that I do solo, or it's just me and Loke, I just like to let y'all know that y'all asses better be keeping it gaming or keeping it moving. Peace out, y'all.